Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we are kicking it back and doing a good old-fashioned anti-haul. Woo! Anti-haul stuff we're not going to buy. I have quite a few products that I'm not going to buy, and I actually have, I think it's like 2 that I'm on the fence about. So if you're ready, then I'm ready. So let's get started. Alright, anywho, let's go ahead and talk about this anti-haul. I have quite a few products. They mainly are just like palettes and highlighters this go around that I am not interested in buying. And there are a couple products that I'm kind of on the fence about. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okie dokie, so it's that time of year where makeup brands are starting to roll out some holiday items and limited editions, but is anything a limited edition anymore? I'm just wondering. And there's quite a few I'm not going for. Let's go ahead and talk palettes. The first one I want to talk about is already available. It is the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. I do have it down here on my, I think I just wrote on my chair. I have it on my tablet so I can look at it. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. This one right here, I'm really iffy. Well, I know I'm not iffy about it. I'm not purchasing it at all because it's just so boring. I mean, I have many palettes that look like that. In fact, I think I have a Too Faced palette that looks like that, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm just like, no, I'm passing on that. I mean, I'm sure it's great for somebody who may want, you know, a Too Faced palette or a higher end palette and can't afford it. They can use this as an alternative option. But for me, it's just, no. Alright, speaking of BH Cosmetics, we're going to talk about this one. And it is the Take Me Back to Brazil Rio edition. Now, I'm going to set this straight. I know this is probably going to be the most unpopular opinion, but I think the original Take Me to Brazil palette was so much better than the Take Me Back to Brazil. I know, don't put my head on a stick, but I had the original Take Me to Brazil palette, and I really liked it. It had a lot of pigmentation, the colors worked great, and then I purchased the Take Me Back to Brazil, and I ended up giving the Take Me to Brazil to my niece Lexi, and I was trying out the Take Me Back to Brazil, and I was just like, this isn't all that great. This is terrible. It was so much worse than the original one, and I was just like, ooh. So I ended up parting ways with that, and everybody loves it. That's the thing. I don't know what it is. Palettes everybody loves, I can't stand. Palettes I love, people can't stand. I don't get it. Okay, so anywho, with this Rio edition, basically it is Take Me Back to Brazil, but just all shimmers and metallic shades. Yeah. I am not that into this palette for that. Alright, now we're going to get into some more expensive palettes. The first one I want to talk about is the Juvia Rose Gold palette. I don't even know where to begin with this palette. I only see one rose gold shade in this palette, and it is a metallic. And if you know which one I'm talking about, hit that like button. I mean, this is just, it's a neutrals palette with a couple shimmers in it. It's nothing special. And for as much as it, I think it's like $59 or something like that, as much as it is, I would want something more on the rosier side than this. It is just so boring and just no, not for me. Alright, next one we are going to talk about It's not even out yet. They don't even have pricing for it or whatnot, but I want to talk about it because it's just comical. And it is the Holiday 2018 palette from Guerlain. One, I would never purchase Guerlain to begin with because Guerlain is not cruelty free. And this palette right here looks like, I mean, no offense to any of you guys out there that like e.l.f., but this looks like an e.l.f. palette. And more than likely, this is probably going to cost around $75. But what gets me the most, yeah, I got a pin in my hand. But what gets me the most is that you have this palette from a company that's going to charge you $75, and they're going to give you those dinky eye applicators in it. What? I expect those eye applicators in a Wet n Wild eyeshadow trio, not in no $75 Guerlain palette. What the what? The next one I want to talk about actually really disappointed me, and I was so hyped up for it, and I wasn't the only one that was disappointed by this. And it is the Becca Volcano Goddess palette. When Trend Mood showed the outside of it was like reds and oranges and blues and greens. It was a really colorful outside palette. So we were just all like, oh my god, Becca's gonna go there. Then the pictures of the inside started coming out, and needless to say, it is very, very underwhelming and very disappointing. You have you have 6 light shades, actually no, it's 7, and 5 pops of color shades. For the way that they marketed the outside of this palette, you would think it would have a lot more color to it, a lot more vibrancy to it than what is inside. I just did not get that at all whatsoever. I was very disappointed, and I was actually going to purchase this palette, but once I saw the inside, I was just like, meh. And I was very disappointed. I really just did not expect that at all. Becca, you flopped with that one. The next item I want to talk about is from Too Faced. And, okay, don't get me wrong. I love the Outlay of the Clover palette, and I still want to get it. But this next item could have been done without. And it is called the Too Faced Pretty Puppy palette. Now, the packaging is cute because we all know Too Faced is, you know, known for amazing packaging. But once you open it, it's just like, what? I don't get why these companies are so wanting to throw neutrals at everybody. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like neutrals from time to time, but I love pops of color as well, and I love having color eyes. This right here is just, I can find those shades in one of their chocolate palettes. So it's like, why? And I was just praising Too Faced not too long ago on how they have been stepping up their game, but this is just like a big step backwards for me. I think, in my opinion, this could have been like I think this should have been more of like a bronzer blush combination. That would have been beautiful. Another item. Y'all, I love me some Marlene Estelle. She is a very big inspiration to me. When she posted her video about the beauty community and whatnot, I was so excited over that video, and I was just like, you go girl. And then she was just talking about how she can get people talking about Makeup Geek again, and I noticed in the comments because I even put it in the comment myself, that the reason why I don't talk about Makeup Geek is because it's the same thing over and over and over, and there's nothing really innovative. So that's why I've really never purchased anything from Makeup Geek. And then they went and released this palette. This is called the Pumpkin Spice palette. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure she probably had this palette already ready to go in production when that video came out. So, because no one was expecting, you know, the shitstorm to happen that did. But you want people to start looking at Makeup Geek again. Don't release basic stuff like this. This right here is just, it's boring. There is nothing special about this palette that is screaming at me to buy it. It's just like, and even before all this mess happened, if I would have saw this, it still would have been in my do not buy, because, or my anti-haul, because it's, like I said, it's boring. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Alrighty, speaking of holiday collections, I really hope this is not Tarte's holiday collection. I seriously hope not. This is called the, I have it written down, the Pineapple of My Eye Collector set. At this point, I think Tarte is just grasping at straws when it comes to palettes. I really think they are. The palette is really boring. And like I said, they're grasping at straws when it comes to palettes. I think, this is just my opinion now, I think Tarte is so much better for other products as far as blushes, because their Amazon blushes are amazing. Highlighters, mascaras, their mascaras are bomb. I love Tarte mascaras. The Tarte's lip paints are good. Their glosses are good. Their regular bullet lipsticks are good. When it comes to palettes, they just fall short every time, because it's the same thing over and over and over again. It's just like, when's it gonna end? So I'm just not, and it's in the shape of a pineapple. You guys complained about how bulky the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette was. Can you just imagine how bulky that thing's gonna be? I'm just saying. Alright, now we're going to switch gears and talk about some highlighters. Alright, I got 3 brands of highlighters to talk about. The first one being the Jeffree Star Liquid Frost highlighters. I will not be purchasing these, mainly because I'm not a big fan of liquid highlighters. Most of the time they're sticky, they don't like to blend very well, and this formula has a lot of glitter in it. I'm not a big fan of glitter highlighters unless I can wet my brush and have that glitter kind of melt together. Like the Anastasia Dream Kit, I love it. I love that glow kit. It does have some micro glitter in it, but once I wet my brush, that micro glitter just melts into the pigment and it looks beautiful. I can't do liquid highlighters at all. I did try the Makeup Revolution ones and they were real sticky. There were a couple other brands that I tried and they were just, no. I don't like liquid highlighters. Alright, the next highlighter I want to talk about is the Ofra and Nikki Tutorials Space Baby highlighter. Is that what it's called? Yes, Space Baby highlighter. Sorry, I'm wiping off the illuminator. The reason why I don't like this highlighter is because I have 50 of them that already look like it. Well, I'm not going to say I don't like it. I'm not going to purchase it because I have 50 of them already like it. You know I'm exaggerating. But this is nothing special to me. It's not screaming at me, hey, buy me. I'm different. I'm trying to get out. I mean, yes, I am a highlighter queen, but I'm trying to get out of purchasing the same shades over and over and over again. So I won't be purchasing this highlighter because it's nothing special to me. I think people, you're paying more for the name on it, that Nikki Tutorials name, than the actual highlighter itself. That's just how I feel. All right, the last highlighters I want to talk about are the loose highlighters from Juvia's Place. Nothing against Juvia's Place, nothing against loose highlighters. I just don't want to buy them. Nothing really special to me. That, and I'm not saying that I'm picky on my loose highlighters. It's just that I don't really use a lot. I think I only have like 2, 3 at the most. And now I've seen these highlighters and they're beautiful, but it's just, I guess I'm just not a big fan of loose highlighters all that much, where I just have to be like, whoa, loose highlighter, let's go get it. Like I said, I have 3 of them. I prefer a pressed highlighter over loose highlighter any day. That, because knowing myself, I can make a big mess and a quick mess. So these are on my anti-haul. So yeah, I have one more item to talk about before we go into my unsure category. For my last item that I am going to talk about on my anti-haul, that I'm not going to buy at all whatsoever, are the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brushes. I think the majority of these are just redesigned Morphe brushes. I watched her video when she talked about them, and I heard the phrase, oh, I love this Morphe da-da-da brush, so I wanted to have it in my collection. I heard that phrase a lot. And I'm sorry, if you're pumping out a brush set with a brush company, you need to have over 75% of the brushes be brand spanking new. I don't mind that she would have done maybe a couple, 2, 3, maybe 4 tops, but there are a lot of brushes in this collection that I have seen people say that, oh, it's just this Morphe brush just with white handling and Jaclyn's name on it. But no. And especially for the price that she's charging, no. Not for me. Alright, now that I have talked about items that I am not going to buy, we're going to discuss some items that I'm on the fence about. So those were the items on my hard pass list. Let's talk about 2 palettes that I am definitely on the fence about. The first one is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. The main reason why this is on my unsure list is because this looks a lot like Modern Renaissance to me. Maybe minus a few shades, but another part of me is like, wow, those shades are really pretty. And another part of me is like, they could have really done a maraschino cherry red in here, in this palette, because I really don't see that shade, unless I'm blind. But I don't see like a bright maraschino cherry red in this palette. But I might I might get it. I don't know. I think I might wait for it to come to Ulta so I can look at it before I make my final decision on it, because as of right now, I'm on the fence about it. I don't know. That, and it looks a lot like Modern Renaissance, and like I said before, I'm trying not to buy a lot of stuff that is exactly the same as stuff I already have. I said a lot. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm on the fence about this one. And the last item that I am on the fence about, it is the e.l.f. Opposites Attract palette. I know, right? An e.l.f. product. You guys know me and e.l.f. really don't. You guys know me and e.l.f. really don't have a good history together. Some items are hit and miss for me. And I saw this palette and I was just like, this is interesting. The color scheme is really good. You have your combinations of warm and cool tones in it, which is really neat. You don't really find a lot of palettes that have that kind of combination. Either they're more cool tone or they're more warm tone. But this one, you know, you have a combination of both. It's at a really great price. And I don't know. I might purchase it to try it out to see if it's worth it or not, because I do have quite a few of you guys asking me to start reviewing more inexpensive brands, and I'm totally down for that. So I might pick this one up, and it sucks because I just got on Make It Geek about their pumpkin spice palette, and the warm half of this palette looks just like it. Yeah, I just noticed that. Don't come for me. But I don't know. It's on my maybe list. I might get it, I might not. So, yeah. Okay, guys, that is all that I have for you. Let me know down in the comments what you think about my anti-haul. Are there any other products that you guys aren't interested in purchasing that are getting ready to come out or have been out? Yeah, let's chat in the comments below. Don't forget to pick up your Piper and Poppy Designs Melissa Leah Garrett skincare collaboration set. All that information will be in the description box down below. Also, we are ever so closely to 1,000 family members. At 1,000 family members, I am giving away not one, not two, but 3 awesome prizes. The rules on how to enter are in the description bar down below, and the prizes I am giving away are in the description bar down below as well. But yeah. As always, you can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Melissa Leah Garrett, on Snapchat as Melissa Leah 1223, and on Instagram as Melissa Leah Garrett. Come on over. We have fun on those pages as well. I do not, however, have a Twitter account, so if you see one with my face and this gorgeous smile, report it because it's fake. Also, if that subscribe button is red, it's the wrong color. You need to change it. And don't forget to share this channel out to everyone as well. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that notification bell, because unfortunately YouTube was destined to make that bell a thing. That way you know when I'm posting, even though we all know I mainly post on Tuesdays and Fridays. I love you all so much, and I will see you on Friday. Bye. Now I gotta take pictures. Drink my orange juice. Yeah. My face itches. Don't you hate that when you get like an itch on your face and your makeup's perfect? You're just all like, I need a haircut. Like, big time. Alright, sassy pants on. Yeah. Let's do this.